Yes, it's visible.
Thank you so much. So I went here. So we would need to, so if you want to install Alteryx on a trial version, we would need to go here. Okay, on the Google Alteryx download, then you will see desktop trial, and just click on start free trial. Then you would need to enter these details just for informational purpose. Then you will get a link for trial version like this. If we go here and click on it, so we'll get Alteryx download manager non-admin. So it's there will be several versions. Like let me open, let me go to, so if we want any Alteryx license, we would need to go to licenses dot alteryx dot com. So if we have a account created here, then we would need to sign in. Until then, I will download my file. Let me install as of now this Alteryx. So it will install only the non-admin version. Non-admin version means irrespective of you have admin rights or not on the system, you can still install the Alteryx. So there will be like admin version means, so you should be the admin of your computer. Then only you are able to install the admin version. So non-admin version means, so irrespective of any user, Alteryx, so the system will allow the Alteryx will be installed irrespective of any user on the system. So that is non-admin. So as of now we are downloading Alteryx non-admin install 64-bit, that one. So Alteryx runs on only Windows. So we would need to have Windows laptop, desktop, whatever it is. So it will run only on see, it will run only on Windows. So we are going ahead and downloading Alteryx. Until then, we'll see this. This is email. This is sign in. So if you have any paid subscription, you will get this one. Where is my download? Alteryx download. This one. Yeah, it's on its way. And this is my, wow, they add a new version, Alteryx designer. So there will be different packages, like Alteryx designer. This is the um, desktop version. So where we can develop Alteryx workflows and share it with the gallery and our what. So this is just a workflow designer and Alteryx intelligence suite. It consists of machine learning, text mining, these kind of advanced methods in data engineering. So that's what it is. So we can download
We can
this.
can we download any of those or
Any. So first of all, we would need this one, the 10 point. So without this, we can't use these things. So these are the just starter kits, drivers, data packages. These are just support packages. But first of all, this is required. Alteryx Designer. So once we have this, we can install this. So I have this Alteryx 2023 user installation. Accept. Next. Installing. So I'm installing this Alteryx Designer. Next, we can use this one as well for 30 days of trial, but we don't really require right now this. We just need only the designer. So just like a Power BI, Tableau, any other ETL tool. Uh, Alteryx is also an ETL tool which performs extract, transform, and load operations. Like extract means get the data from different kind of sources like Excel, CSV, databases, any file systems like that. Then extract the data from the systems, then transform means you can do whatever the transformations like group by, you can do you can create new columns, you can blend the data, you can transpose the data, you can do any kind of data related data manipulation operations, and then you load the data. Loading means where you, if you want to save the data into Excel files, the new Excel file you can save. If you want to write the data to some any database like MySQL, SQL, you can write. So there are many things we can do with the Alteryx, and yeah, this is just a very very simple, brief explanation of Alteryx. So once we got this, we will continue. We will go ahead and open up some Alteryx Designer. How does it look like? And what are the tools available? How do we utilize them? How do we configure them? How do we use the tools to manipulate different kinds of data, different kinds of insights? Yeah, I will go ahead and look at them. So today we will just I'll just brief about all the tools which is available in Alteryx, and the different kinds of user interfaces, different user interfaces like configuration. What does they do? What is the use of them? We will discuss about all these things today. So once it gets installed, so yeah, basically Alteryx runs on a Python coding. So Alteryx runs in a very simple format, but behind the scenes there is a high level hierarchical setup of this. So yeah, you will eventually you will continue to learn about Alteryx. Run Alteryx now, and I will finish up this. Yes, it's loading. Wow, it's Alteryx Designer, the thrill of solving. So this is the latest version of Alteryx interface actually. So normally it should not already have a license. Start free trial. I'm just using, if I go here, if I go back, we have to enter license keys. Like I would have to enter my email and the license key. So a license keys will be provided by Alteryx admin team when you purchase a license, which will cost around $5,000. $5,000 means around 40 to 45,000 in Indian rupees. So when we purchase them, they will provide one license key. When you will be able to use that license key for 1 year. But until then, I will use my start. I will use my trial version. Continue. I wouldn't sign up, I guess. Uh, me names. That's it. So my trial is getting activated. So these are the Alteryx intelligence suite. So it includes like machine learning. So we don't really require right now, but it will show some tour. How do we use this? Start. So these are the tools. Then let me close this pop up. So add an input tool. So what's thing? So this is Alteryx has a just a drag and drop functionality. Just so these are all the different kinds of categories we have. Then so for example, so we'll complete this training tour. Just input the data like this, drag it here, then set up a connection. Just go to files, select a file, then
So the
tutorial.
why we are doing drag?
I'll tell you once we finish this tutorial data. Where is my tutorial data? This one. Then open. Just add a sort tool. Then put a user ID here and descending. Then browse. Just run the workflow. That's it. This is the Alteryx. Okay. So this is what we can do with using Alteryx. So now let's go by step by step. Okay. I'll keep it this as it is. So I will go first here file. Okay, in file we can create a new workflow like this. If I click this, a new window will be here, a new tab will be opened. So this white space is called as canvas. So this is called canvas. Okay, what is this?
Canvas.
Canvas. On the left side, this is configuration window. So this workflow has a different configuration. So each workflow which you create will be having some configurations, like this so the settings, configuration means the simple workflow settings, which how we want to customize the workflow. So this is the canvas. In the canvas and the left side configuration. So this is the new workflow. First let's go by this file menus. Then we can open a workflow which is already created and saved on our desktop or in your computer. Then workflow group, then manage connections means we can put any database connections here like this: Apache Spark, Amazon Athena, Aurora, Redshift, blah 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 blah. These many connections we can manage using Alteryx. Then file, then we can save as, we can put a gallery also here, like we can use public gallery also. We'll get a URL for that. Then we can print the workflow, then print the settings. We can exit the here. In the edit, we just have a just a simple options like cut, copy, paste, delete, find and replace. Then view. So view is important. So these are all the different parts of the workflow. So in the view, we have tool palette. Tool palette means this one, this bar. This the top level bar is the tool palette. So we have different kinds of tools here. So these are all options called as tools. These are all the tools. Join tools, parse tools, transform tools, machine learning tools, text mining tools, computer vision tools, SDK, software development kit, examples. So we can expand some more options also here. Just click on this one. Then in DB we have reporting, we have documentation, we have spatial. So it's just a Excel how we include more options. We can use these. So these many tools we have. If I select all these tools and click OK, see now all my options are expanded. So this part, this top level part is called tool palette, and we have set the tool palette. We have selected this, that's why it is showing up. If you don't select this, it will not show up. This is it. And next option is overview. Overview is just a simple view of an Alteryx workflow. So the n number of tools drag here, you will see the overview here. How does your workflow look like? So if you keep dragging it, your view will be changed here. So this is how your workflow look like. So if you keep these tools like this also, it will just customized, and it will be your how to it is just a view, that's it. So this is how it will look like, and we don't really require this if you want to keep here. And the next option is the results. This results is this part. This part, this is the results window. This is called as results window. What is it called? Result window.
Results.
Yeah, results. So whenever we run the workflow, and if you want to look at the results how it is producing, you can, all the results will be displayed here in this part. Okay. Next, configuration. Configuration is this particular window. This is configuration tab. In the configuration, you can do all the settings, workflow data, workflow metadata, workflow runtime settings, events, meta info. You can save all this data. You can just customize the workflow. You can enable in the canvas uh, layout direction is, if you want to, this is the, if you keep vertical, so the workflow will be made like this vertically. Otherwise, if you keep horizontal, this workflow will be developed in a horizontal way. So you can keep dragging the tools like in a horizontal line. If you keep
Okay.
vertical, it's just a vertical way. And annotations means every tool. So this every tool will be having some information of it, so where you want to annotate the information. So for example, just click on this, and on the this, whenever you click a tool, so this is called tool. Whenever you click a tool, each tool has its own configuration, like this is the formula tool, and it has its own configuration. It's an input tool, it has its own configuration. In this here annotation, so you can just change the names of it, like, so I'll call it as text input one, right? So text input, I just explain this, connect to a Excel file, or else insert menu, all data, and if I check this button, and this is the annotation. uh, this tool is to configure the input data. So if I add the annotation here, it will show the information of it, so how we are doing it. So this is the configuration. So this is the annotation actually. So there we can use our customize our how we develop the workflow, how what formulas you used, why you used. You can enter that information here. Okay. Then so this is, so if you click on a canvas and if you look at the configuration, the entire workflow configuration will be displayed. And if you click on it in any tool, and if you look at the configuration of a particular tool, all this information will be displayed. So every tool will have different kind of configurations. And so once we get the data, so this is one, so this is column 1, my name. Call 2 is call 3 Nikhil. For example, this input I have, okay, in this here. So this is a formula. What I'm doing is I'm just creating a new column here. Add a column, full name. Just, I will use column 1 place 2 3, and I'll remove this. And if I run here, so this is the results window, right? So this is the tool, and if I click on this arrow mark, the the basic view, how does the data look like at a particular point at this tool, so this will be displayed here. So for this tool, I have a data like this. So this tool contains the data in this tool contains three columns, which is column 1, column 2, column 3, and that data has my name is Nikhil. And so this is, so this field, this tool, so this particular tool is taking the input from this tool, and it is producing the output here. So what is happening, it's just like a chain. So it's just like a bridge. So get the data. So this tool reads the data from this tool, from this connection, and produce the data here. So what am I doing? So this is the data as an input for this, and this is the output for this. What I did in the output, so this tool, I created a new column and I added 3 columns here. So it is producing this this result. My name is Nikhil without spaces, and you can look at this result as well as here as well. This one in the data preview. So this is how the preview look like here. So this is just a preview. Once it is done, so this is in the results window, we can look at the preview, and we have a browse tool also. uh, what you can do, you can just click on this tool and you can just double click. If you double click, automatically whatever the tool you are clicking twice, that tool will be added to the next here, next to the existing tool which you selected. So if you select any tool like this, and if you click like any tool, like double click, it will be added, it will be inserted to that connection. right. Again I will run this. See, I can view the previews here as well as here, and this is a browse tool. I can view the data here as well. Here I will select new window with all records, and I will choose table. So this is how my data look like, and this is my data profile. Profile means what kind of data it is, like, this is my name, column 1, my column name is column 1. So it is a kind of ABC data type, like complete text data type. And this is my name. This column contains this information, this data, and the column 2, this is the column 2 name, and it's the data type, and it's the data. It's the column 3, this ABC, it's data type, and it's the data is nickel. And the column 4 is the full name, and this is the data, and its data type, and this is the data. So this is just a profile. How does the profile means profile, whatever the information which contains. Let's say you have a Facebook profile. What does your Facebook profile include? Like your information, your name, your city, your college, your company, etc. Like this. How many columns are there? Which column contains what data? This is how it will look like. If I click
నీ వాయిస్
it,
చిన్నగా వస్తుంది, నీకు కొంచెం పెద్దగా చెప్పవా?
okay. ఇప్పుడు
వస్తుంది.
ఓకే. సో ఇప్పుడు okay, so what we can do, so this is just an overview. So let's recap this. So in the we see so these are all the options, like new workflow, open workflow, save as. So these are all the file options, just like any normal other software. Edit, we have just cut, copy, paste, delete, find and replace. In the view we have these many tools, like these parts. And we have seen configuration, and this is the results window and the overview. So if we select, this is how it will look like. And one more option is interface designer. Interface designer means how if you, so this comes with a analytical application. So there are different kinds of workflows we can create, where we can share some workflows with the others, if they want. If so for example, you are creating a workflow, okay. So you create a workflow, you create a Alteryx workflow, and if you want to share the workflow and you want some other people to run that particular workflow in that particular time, either you would need to create a analytical app, and yeah, analytical app. So the person whoever is running that particular workflow, even he doesn't know anything about the Alteryx, he can still run the workflow and get the results. That is how it will be. So analytical app, where analytical app will give the ability, so for some other person, with some other user, or with yourself also, you will be able to run without looking at the complete Alteryx workflow. So that is how that is the analytical app. And this interface designer, so this interface designer will give the ability to customize the view of the workflow. So how you want to look like, it's just like it's just like uploading a profile pic to the workflow, uploading an Excel file to the workflow. Just click on the browse, select the Excel file, whatever the connections, then hit run. That's it. So that analytical workflow, we don't need to open complete Alteryx workflow using that. We just open, just double click on the analytical workflow, open just pass the path or variables, whatever it is, to the workflow, and you can run. But Behind the scenes, first we would have to create this create this and we would need to add interface tools. For that we will discuss it later, and you can create an analytical workflow. Then you can see this particular interface. Once you create an analytical workflow, you can look at the interface design, you can customize this. Then, so we have seen this one also. We have some options like run the workflow. Run the workflow means this one. We can't, or else you can use. I will disable this pop-up. Or else just you can use Control R also. If you use Control R, it will run. Or else you can use this one also. It will run. Or else you can click on Run option also. It will run. Then schedule workflow. So you to schedule the workflow you need to have a server. So this will be provided with the, so if you have set up a Alteryx server for your company or for your own, you can use that particular link. You can configure that here and you can schedule the workflows. Next, use schedule. So this is also a server one. Connect to the controller. We would need to pass all the machine names and everything. These are only some advanced features, like run analytical apps. So we are not creating this as an analytical workflow. We can't use this. Then manage licenses. So this is, since it is my trial license, I can use until this date, 2023 July 5th. Okay. And add promote location. These are all the new settings. So these are the user settings. Edit user settings. So how you want to look. So what are the canvas you want, you can create canvas settings here, like where you can change the background to white to gray, or else, so let me change this. Okay. Then containers, this type will be straight. So the connections, these lines will be put these lines will be put in a straight manner. Then these are all the advanced macros. You can create macros also. Like macros means you can create a macro. So you have a repetitive task, and you don't want to include all the tools and everything every time. You can create a macro. You can just customize it, and you can prepare a particular process within a, you can include particular process, like some group buys or some sums, whatever calculations. You can just process and customize this, and you can create a macro. So these are all the.
సారీ నిఖిల్, నీ వాయిస్ డౌన్ అయిపోతుంది. నాకు కష్టమవుతుంది నన్ను నాకు.
Okay, now.
యా, నౌ ఇట్స్ గుడ్.
ల్యాప్టాప్ లో వింటున్నావా?
ఏంటి ప్రాణే, ఏంటి అర్థం కాలే ప్రనుష.
ఆఫీస్ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో వింటున్నావా క్లాస్ అంటున్నాను. దాంట్లో కొద్దిగా వాల్యూమ్
ఎస్.
So you understood, right? Until this part, options, why we use options. And if you look at the help, just Alteryx help will be, so there is a community for Alteryx, like, so this is just a simple tag. చెప్పండి
నిఖిల్. ఇంతకు ముందు ఇప్పుడు మనము టూల్ ప్యాలెట్ అని అవన్నీ ఆప్షన్స్ కూడా డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేసి అక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు ఇది కాకుండా ఈ ఫీల్డ్
చేసుకోవచ్చు,
టెక్స్ట్ ఇన్పుట్, అవుట్పుట్ డేటా
చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇట్లుంది. So we have this data. So text input, just text input. So I will use a input data here. Okay. Here input data, in the input data. So this is the input data tool, and I will go to the configuration, and I'll set up a connection over here. Then go to files. I'll select a file from my desktop. Documents, I'll go with sale data. Okay, just this is the data, and I used it on the. So we used to have this Power BI data, right? So this is the data. Okay. So what have we done here? So in this data we have how many sheets? So if you see what happens, I'll see. So this is the input tool. Okay, input data. Where is this is the input data? Input data. I just drag it here. So in Power BI we have an option on the top. Okay, in the Power BI. So what are we doing? So in the Power BI, so if you want to get the data from Excel, what are we doing? Excel workbook. We are creating a connection here to the Excel. Just we are just clicking on Excel workflow, Excel workbook option, or we can use this input data from Excel. So this option also, and we are just using this select sales data, or else whatever the Excel file, and we are opening it. So once we open this, so it is showing an option like these are all the sheet names, right? So these are the sheet names. So this is how the structure will be in the Power BI. But when it comes to Alteryx, same. We are clicking on a setup connection, and we are having this pop up. We are going on the files option, and we are selecting a file, and this file, and if we click on this, so since in the Power BI we have this sheet names, right? In the same way we have in Alteryx, we will be having this option to select a sheet. So that
Yes.
particular, yeah, Excel sheet contains this sheet, and I'll click OK. Okay, so this is how it will be. So on the left side, if you look at this particular tools configuration, here you can see the preview here. Also you can, if you run, you can see the preview here also on the results window. If you click on this particular, this arrow mark, you can see the results here. It is just a refresh, input, just it's just a data refresh, that's it. So once you run the data, the result will be displayed here. Okay, and here what we are doing is, so here in Power BI we are selecting the sheet name, and we are just clicking the load, right? So it will take some time, like creating, loading data, then the data will be displayed here. So if you want to look at the data, you should click on this data and right click on this data, and you should edit query, or else you need to create a table here to look at the data in the Power BI, right? But when it comes to Alteryx, you can view the data here. This is a okay, and you can use browse option also, browse tool. So you can drag this browse option, or else you can browse also. Just select a previous tool and double click on the whatever tool. So that particular tool will be added to the workflow, to the connection. That's how. Then run the workflow, you can view, and the ability is, so you, now this is the browse option. So now when you compare this one, so if you go to edit query here, then only you will be able to look at the every data, like, so the data this step is like this, then you are navigating here, then your data is looking like this, then you are promoting headers, then your data will look like this, then you are changing type. Okay, so then only you would need to click on every step. But when it comes to, let me close this. When it comes to this one, you can view directly, just drag the data, and what, so let me select one thing. So here in this particular configuration, first row contains data. If I select this, you will not see these headers here. You will see the headers like field 1, field 2, field 3, like F1, F2, F3, F5. So these are my headers. Okay. So this is the data how it look like, and we have a tool called dynamic dynamic rename. Okay, I will do this here, and I will select all, and I will choose the option to take the field names from first row of the data. Then I will run this. So what happens? See, I have this kind of data. Couple is in first row, and my headers are like F1, F2, F3. If I use this tool, and if I look at the data, my headers becomes like instead of F1, F2, F3, my headers got changed like to couple, seats, and name, whatever. So this is how the field. So you can use browse here also. Just click on this, double click this. You can keep a browse here. You can view the data at each and every step. This is how. So this is how it will be. And we have this search bar where we can search for tools, any tool. Okay, like input data, then macro input, text input, and as well as the help. This particular help this particular help will give the documentation. Doc- Documentation. Okay, so this is the documentation of the, as well as three options. So input, so this is the tools, this is the documentation, this is the community. Community is community dot alteryx.com community, where, so this community is where we got the certification, right? So this is the community. Here in the community you can do so many things. You can participate in discussions, you can solve problems, you can ask questions, you can learn the things, so they have this academy learning pass and everything. So you can get the help from Alteryx experts as well, like this is a uh, support. Go to support here. You will see the option to, you can schedule some time with the Alteryx people and get the help from them also. So how you want to use the data, how you want to blend the data, which tool is appropriate, if you want to buy a new license, they will just schedule. You can just schedule a call according to your availability, and you can just contact them. That's free. That is for half an hour. And we have different kinds of academy participate. You can participate in, so these are the tools we have, like auto insight, machine learning, connector, server, designer, cloud. So we have a cloud, instead of desktop designer we have a, you can use it on the browser as well. You have a cloud designer. And ideas, if you have ideas about something, you can just give an idea. They will be, if your idea makes sense, they will consider that idea, and they will incorporate that particular feature into the Alteryx. That's what they can do. You can listen to their podcast, launchpad, everything. So for example, if you have some doubt, so if you are not able to solve something in the Alteryx, just go here and desktop. So where you, in which tool you have a doubt, like you have a doubt in desktop designer, desktop cloud, just click on this, and you can ask question. Just click on the new topic. So it is asking us to log in. I think I have already logged in. Yeah, so just subject, so whatever, it's just like a message. So unable to create something. Okay, so this is how you should put a subject of it. And here you should explain. So I'm trying to do something. I use these many tools. step by step, and you can attach any files, whatever the files are, whatever the workflow you are creating using, you can attach. Then you can post it here. If you click post, you can see, you will somebody in the community, whoever actively on the community, they will respond to your query, and they will clarify your doubt, or they will help you to solve something. So these are my discussions. Where is my discussion? This is my profile. So this is my profile when I was in my previous organization. So I have this one, my Alteryx designer core certified, this one. So these are all the questions I asked. I mean, when I was new to the Alteryx, I asked these questions to understand how it goes. So these many, one reply, two reply. So I wanted to unzip the zip folder and share
What
screen
we will discuss?
about Alteryx.